I want to make sure for this project you have a good understanding of how to gather images, where to find them, and how to save them, how to organize them, and how to drop them or upload them into WeVideo. And then it's just simply dragging and dropping it into your video tracks. So here is the list of artists that I gave you. And it brings you, if you just Google Renaissance artists, make sure you spell it right, and you'll see that they're all featured here. Okay. And the first thing I want to do is I want you to go and get imagery for these artists, because I want you to build and have a nice robust folder full of material to work with so that you can analyze it. Not every image you're going to be, is going to be useful, but I want you to have, and I'm going to ask you to get about 15 different images from your particular artist. And I'm going to show you how easy that can be to save these to Drive and then drop them and upload them into WeVideo. After you get the images, then you can start to do some research, and you'll see something like this comes up. The first thing that comes up is Wikipedia. Wikipedia is a great place to start. If you're doing real deep research, you need to go beyond Wikipedia, but Wikipedia is accurate. Certainly for this class, I am a believer in Wikipedia, and it is accurate. It's not easy to make changes, and no, not anybody can just drop anything in there. That's not true. So feel free. Wikipedia is a good source, and there's lots of other sources out there. So I chose Tintoretto because I like the way his name sounds, and I have fun saying it. So Tintoretto is here, and I get what I like here. I also get a Wikipedia piece, and I'm going to go here to the more images that come up with this. And I get a nice selection here. And I'm going to say choose this one, click, and I'm now going to right click, and I'm going to get this option where I can save it to Google Drive. And this is really what I want you to take advantage of, and save image to Drive. And you'll see it took less than a second. That popped up. And so now that lives in my Drive folder. And do that for, like I said, 15 of these. Make sure that they are the artist. Sometimes it might appear incorrectly, but just double check that it's Tintoretto or the artist that you're doing. And again, right click, save it to Drive, and it just takes a second. Then we'll go over to my Drive account, and you'll see that it appears here. The one that I just chose is here. It's in my recent folder, but I don't want to just throw this into my Drive. I want to organize these a little better. So I'm going to move it. I'm going to click on this. You can see I've already done this with a bunch. And I'm going to move it to right click or move, or click and then move it to, I have a folder that I created. It's in my Drive. So I'm going to go, I'm going to tell Drive where to put it, and then you'll see my other sources, and I have a folder for Tintoretto, and I'm going to move it here. Okay, so now you have, this is my media folder, and I've got a bunch of different things loaded in here. I've got folders to organize this. So this is my world, and I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to put a folder with just the imagery from my artist. So I will double click here, and I'm going to then add media. And this is the reason why we save this in Drive, is because you'll see you have the opportunity right here to import from Google Drive, and this comes up nice for you. And I'm going to find that folder, and I put it in here. And I'm going to select all of these, hold down the Shift button, and I'm going to select. And you'll see down here it's importing those. Some of these I think are already in here, so they might be duplicates. But now, not only do I have a nice folder and selection in my drive that I can reference, but now they all live here in WeVideo in the media folder. And when you start your project, you're just going to drag and drop them and start the process of zooming or scanning or cropping, so that we can focus on a specific feature of the work of the artist, and we can connect it to the characteristic that we're looking at for the Renaissance. So you don't have to stay on this page while it's loading. And I realize some of you have different internet speeds, so maybe doing this or allowing time for this to play out is good. Maybe do it at 2 o'clock in the morning when your speed is best. It's up to you. But that's how we get it into the media folder for WeVideo.